Hello, I'm Crystal Folger-Hawks, the Program Director of Surry Yadkin Works, and with me is Rachel Hyatt. I'm going to let Rachel introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Rachel Hyatt. I'm the Director of Work-Based Learning and Apprenticeships at Surry Community College.
And Rachel and I are here today to discuss what the pre-apprenticeship and apprenticeship program looks like through Surry Yadkin Works. And so this is a good information session for parents or students or anyone interested in the pre-apprenticeship or the apprenticeship information. So the first thing we're going to discuss as an overview, we're going to talk about who our team members are. We're going to share a little bit about Surry Yadkin Works, and then we're going to break down the two different types of apprenticeships, and that's a pre-apprenticeship and then the official apprenticeship. So first of all, let's talk about our team and all the members of our team. So we do have some folks on our team who work directly with youth, and those are students who are still in high school. So Whitney Harris works with youth in the Elkin and the Yadkin area. Sable White works with youth in Surry County. I also work with youth in Surry County. And then Whitney Collins and Iva Gray work directly with healthcare. They have a healthcare initiative, so they're going to work with the students in pre-apprenticeships and apprenticeships who are in one of our partnerships with Northern Regional Hospital, Hugh Chatham Health, or Mountain Valley Hospice. Whitney covers mainly the Surry County area, and Iva covers the Elkin and the Yadkin area. And then Rachel and Katie work with the students as they transition to apprentices. So those are the adult students at that point in time, and they work with them as they're continuing their education at Surry Community College. We also have a marketing intern, Lily, who is a student at Elkin City Schools. That is our team. So the first thing we're going to talk about is what is a pre-apprenticeship and how is that pre-apprenticeship different than the apprenticeship. So I like to address that a pre-apprenticeship gives a business and a student an opportunity to try out each other, whether it be the career or the employee, and to see if this is going to be a good fit. And there is no types of obligation from the employer or the student other than a semester-long commitment to work there. The students do get paid for this experience, and obviously they're getting to gain valuable real-world experience and to see if they like this field or not. They will also earn high school honors credit. They will earn a variety of industry-recognized credentials like OSHA, as one of them, that they will earn that while they are in high school. They get paid, which is a huge benefit for our students. So our goal is to really match our students with the business in an effort to define that student's career goal. That's very important to us. So when you think about what does it look like, that would look like it's a semester course. So it's a 1 semester commitment. We require a minimum of 12 hours a week. Some students do go more than 12 hours a week, but that's all we require is the minimum. And this gives the student that opportunity to try out the career, and they earn a state certificate from apprenticeship and see that they've completed an official pre-apprenticeship. Now, a pre-apprenticeship can lead to an apprenticeship. It does not have to lead to an apprenticeship, and Rachel is going to talk with you a little bit more about that. Rachel, if you'll go back one more, though, I was still on the student benefits.
Okay.
And so some of the student benefits we've discussed is that the students receive honors credit. They receive that state certification, but they also receive $1,000 per semester stipend and travel expense for the program when they're in high school. That's usually paid out in increments 4 times of the semester, equaling around $250 each. So that's nice for students to help with their travel expenses to and from high school, to the college, to work, things like that. They're also paid an hourly rate. And then those trainings and certifications that I mentioned a few minutes ago are listed there: human resource development skills, Microsoft Office, public speaking, introduction to lean, DISC behavior assessment, OSHA, and then we help them with their resume, interview, and job seeking skills. A huge benefit of a pre-apprenticeship is there is a possibility to earn college certifications, a diploma degree at Surry Community College for free as an apprentice. So when you are a youth and you complete a pre-apprenticeship before graduating high school, that does make you eligible for a tuition waiver. And obviously, some other benefits for students is that they have a possible future employment if they really like where they are working. This allows them to skill up and get to earn education and work experience at the same time, and that's how they learn and earn at the same time. All right. So let's talk about the selection process and what that looks like. So the businesses are always in charge of who their pre-apprentices are going to be. So a business will give us a job description, and then we will recruit from the high schools and from programs the students that match those job descriptions. So they have interest in, welding or IT or nursing. And then the businesses, we help prepare those students for a job interview with the business, but then the business ultimately selects that pre-apprentice. For the apprenticeship program with the state, there's no specific time frame. So sometimes our pre-apprentices are in our program for a year, or they could be in our program for more than a year, depending on when they came to us in high school. We do exit them out, though, as they graduate high school, and we either exit them out and they earn their pre-apprenticeship certificate, or we exit them out into an apprenticeship and they still earn their pre-apprenticeship certificate, but that leads on to the next phase of this process. So those students, it's a semester commitment. After the semester ends, if they've tried the pre-apprenticeship, they tried welding at a local business and they just did not like welding, then that's okay. We're all good with that, and we end on a amicable manner, and they have a good reference from a business, but they know that that's not exactly the career choice that they want for them, and then we can help them with their next steps. A student can start their junior year in high school. It's harder your junior year. The junior year of high school typically has a lot of required courses that you need to take at your high school. So we want to make sure that students are successful at their high school as well in their academic progress. So that's why most students come on their senior year. Also, if you are an early college student and you're going to stay for your super senior year, you can do it that year as well. So it is possible that a high school student at the early college, either Yadkin or Surry, could be in this program for 3 years. That's a possibility. Once the pre-apprentice graduates high school, they will transition to an apprenticeship if the business offers them the opportunity and if the student wants to accept the opportunity. So once we start that process of graduation, that's where we're going to move into, next slide, Rachel, we're going to move into what is the apprenticeship. So some students who graduate high school graduate with, hey, this has been a great experience. I'm going to go on to a four-year college, or I'm going to go straight to work. And that's great. We've helped them with that assistance in getting some great work skills. But other students who do want to continue on at their business and their business has an apprenticeship to offer them are eligible for this. And I'm going to let Rachel explain to you about what that next step is after high school graduation.
Thank you, Crystal. Yes, I'm going to talk a little bit about apprenticeship, the similarities and the differences in apprenticeship and pre-apprenticeship. So as Crystal mentioned, the pre-apprenticeship is a good opportunity for the student to kind of get their feet wet with a career, see if that's something that they really want to pursue. And it's a wonderful opportunity to do that. Apprenticeship is kind of when that decision has been made. So students who accept an apprenticeship have decided this is the career path that they want to follow. Apprenticeship is generally it's a longer term commitment. So they're actually an employee with the company, and they're gaining on the job experience as they learned in the classroom as well. So apprenticeships, like pre-apprenticeships, they do combine paid on the job training And that's paired with classroom instruction, depending on what the employer feels is necessary, to prepare them for a multitude of highly skilled careers. Like pre-apprenticeship, apprenticeships do offer participants the opportunity to earn and learn. But then a big difference here is built into each apprenticeship program is a progressive wage scale. So apprentices are assured that they will receive progressive wage increases as their skills increase. So while they're working in the classroom, receiving that on-the-job training, they can also count on those progressive wage increases as they learn more and can display more skill in their field. They do, like I said, everything is paid. There is always paired with classroom instruction. But at the end, where pre-apprentices do earn a state credential, apprentices earn a state credential in addition to their National Journey Worker Certificate. So they do get that national credential when they complete the apprenticeship program. Apprenticeships, depending on the occupation, are different lengths. So one may be a 2-year program, another may be 4. But once the completed, they will earn that national credential. The benefits, some of them are very similar to those of pre-apprenticeship. They are able to increase their skills more quickly because they get to practice on the job what they're learning in the classroom. So those two paired together really help a student perfect their skill in a timely manner. Again, they are guaranteed that wage increase as they develop new skills. They do earn the national credential. And Crystal did mention this, but it bears mentioning again. Students who enter an apprenticeship after completing a pre-apprenticeship in high school are eligible for all tuition fees to be waived throughout their education. So all that classroom instruction that's required for the apprenticeship program, that would come with no tuition fees for students who've done a pre-apprenticeship in high school. So currently, the occupations that we have registered with the state of North Carolina to employ apprentices are assembly, CNC machinist, general clerk, and that would be general office clerk, um, heating and air technician, LPN and RN, paramedic, early childhood educator, teacher aide for K through 12, and welding. Now, I do want to say that we are always looking to add occupations to this list. So on the horizon, we possibly see an IT occupation, possibly an industrial mechanic position. So we're always working with local business and industry to develop more and more occupations that's to give students even a broader opportunity to explore different avenues as far as their career. Currently, these are some of our employer partners. So of course, our paramedics, right now they're employed at Surry County Emergency Services. Our school systems employ our teacher aides and our early childhood students. And then of course the hospitals, our LPNs and RNs. So again, I want to say that we are always looking to add new employer partners. So this is not, a list that will never grow because we are continually growing these partners and adding new ones every year. So that's a little bit about pre-apprenticeships and apprenticeships, and we hope we've given you a good basis of information for these two programs. And if you have additional questions, because I know we scratched to the surface, but you may have additional questions for more information about pre-apprenticeships. So if you're a high school student or a parent of a high school student, you can reach out to Crystal at Surry Yadkin Works, and the email address is listed on the screen. If you're a college student or parent of a college student and you're interested in learning more about the apprenticeship side of this program, feel free to reach out to me, and my email address is on the screen. Crystal, any closing comments?
I think it can be a confusing process, but we have really tried to make it as simple as can be by allowing the students to do that pre-apprenticeship opportunity first, to make sure it is the right choice for them. And it's hard when you are young making those choices, and it does make it a lot easier to try it out with a business first to see if you like it than it does just to go straight to the community college and major in something that you're not really sure about. So that's one of the huge factors that we want people to consider. I also want to stress, as our program has grown, the businesses are having to be more selective of the pre-apprentices that they accept and the apprentices that they accept, because they only have so many spaces available. If for example, Altech and welding may only be able to take so many pre-apprentices a year. So we will be glad to work with students and parents to make sure you are a competitive applicant and help you out with that process. But it has become more selective, and we have seen there are some of our businesses that have had to decline some candidates just because of the number of applicants that they have had, that they don't have enough staff to be able to accept that many pre-apprentices or apprentices at a time. So that's something important to note as well. I do think proper planning of your high school schedule is important. Me and my staff can work with you on that. You have great guidance counselors at each school system that can also assist you with that if you let them know that this is your long-term goal, that you would like to be in this program, and they can help you with planning out those schedules as well. Those are all things I think that are really important to consider, and a lot of times questions we get from students and parents about how do you get in. And there's always an application process on our website. Like right now we have applications up for the spring semester, but those applications will be taken down shortly. So there's always a rolling period of when applications are open and then when they close for each semester. Rachel, I think that's really a lot of the highlights that I was thinking that parents often ask us questions about, and students. Is there anything else that you can think of?
No, I think most of the frequently asked questions about apprenticeships comes with the occupations, and do they have to be in those particular occupations. Currently, yes, those are the occupations that we have opportunities, but we are always building and growing the program to include new occupations.
I think that's a really good point, Rachel. Something else to consider is we can only offer the occupations that our community college offers for an apprenticeship. So, we can't offer an occupation that Surry Community College does not offer. For example, dental hygiene. That would have to be the next two closest community colleges, and they may have an apprenticeship program for students that you can seek out, but we are only able to offer the education pieces that our community college offers. So if students are really interested in a career that is not offered at Surry Community College, we can definitely connect you to that community college and get assistance through them.
I would like to add that we do have dedicated staff here at Surry Community College to work with students through this entire process. So I wouldn't want anyone to watch and say, wow, that sounds complicated, or maybe too complicated, or things like that. because we certainly, through pre-apprenticeship, Crystal and her team are working with you and monitoring and tracking your progress through that entire progress. And Katie Ferguson, our apprenticeship specialist, helps me monitor and track all of the apprentices. So we're helping you determine, how your classes are being paid for, how your books are being paid for, how you're doing in your classes. So you have someone by your side through every step of this process. So if you're interested at all, please feel free to reach out.
Point, Rachel, that this is not a sink or swim atmosphere, that we have dedicated staff that are here to assist students, and we help students when they have changes of career plans to get them on the right track, because we want what's best for our students and we want what's best for our business partners. And so we are definitely dedicated to that process. So I do agree, reach out if you have any specific questions. If you are a high school student, you can always go and talk to your high school counselor. They know a lot about their program. Your school career development coordinator also knows a lot about the program. They are a great asset, but feel free to reach out to us as well. All of our contact information is on our website as well, and that's surryyadkinworks.org. All right, thank y'all for listening today, and we look forward to seeing our new pre-apprentices come into the program.